I'm good, thanks, Matt. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I just got to say before we begin, I'm such a big fan of your work, and I just really want to say that we appreciate everything that you do to give us the entertainment that you do. I saw a video you had on TikTok during the making of this film, and in this one day, you high elevation. It's a hard day, early morning. You're
Oh
questioning,
yeah.
why do I do this? I do this for the fans. I just want you to know that we appreciate that you do this for us. So thank you very much for doing all these
Oh,
great
thanks, mate.
work
Yeah.
for us.
I wasn't moaning again, was I? I should really appreciate the position of it. No, yeah, it does get difficult sometimes.
Well, I gotta say, Diablo, you and Marco really just knock it out the park here. And from what I understand, I know you guys have worked with each other previously, Savage Dog, Undisputed 3, a couple other films as well. You guys are talking about making another movie together. This time he's like, hey, come on down here, Colombia. I know this Chilean director, Ernesto. We can do something together there. What's the process like in getting this movie up and running? Because, you and Marco, like I said, have worked together. This time it's kind of like a co-headlining kind of deal here. And I don't think that was like that with previous films that you guys have done.
Well, we conceptualized and came up with the story together while we were doing John Wick 4. We came up with the story or something similar to what we've ended up with. And then Marco kept saying, you got to work with Ernesto, man. He's great. And I'm like, yeah, I know. He's talented. I've seen the films. Um, they have their movies they made in Chile were done like ultra low budget, and so I started talking to Ernesto, and then we got the script written with Matt Sampson. And yeah, before what it took, it didn't happen immediately because John Wick was delayed actually. So from about 2021 till 23, was it, or four? Anyway, we ended up in Colombia making the movie, but we all came up with the idea for the film together.
When it comes to this film, it's kind of a horror element to it in a sort of ways as well.
Yeah.
El
Yeah.
Corvo, the character that Marco plays in this film, he's quite a piece of work in this movie. Almost kind of like this unstoppable, almost kind of like slasher movie kind of element to him as well. Is that something you guys were talking about as well in regards to making this villain more than kind
Yeah.
of like your martial arts villain? You wanted more of a, I don't know, formidable, kind of almost indestructible, sadistic kind of presence to him.
Oh yeah, he's got like a Jason vibe about him. His introduction, like my introduction, is a fight scene. Obviously, we want to give something to the audience like that. I always try and put an action sequence in immediately. But then we thought we were going to introduce Marco's character the same way. But then Ernesto was like, no, we should introduce him like a horror film.
Mm.
That's what his character is, and that's what we should go in with. And so, yeah, that was very wise on Ernesto's part. And we build his character up slowly. And so he's got many different elements to him. He's a sadistic guy, but then he's got this intense physicality and obviously a little prop hand that can turn into a knife. So, yeah, a really interesting, cool character.
When Marco first shows up with that hairdo, if you can call it a hairdo, there's not much hair to work with there. What's your
Yeah.
reaction when seeing that for the first time?
Well, it was the day before we started shooting, I think, or a couple of days. Marco just walks out with that haircut, and I'm like, yes, that's brilliant. I kept saying to Marco, man, you got to go all in on this character. You got to make him an absolute freak. And he was all in on it, but that's what I wanted to see. So when he came out with that haircut, I was like, yeah, man, thanks. Thanks for going all in because that's brilliant. That's what it needed. Something bold, a bold choice.
Yeah, bold being the specific word
Bold,
there,
yeah,
that's for
the
sure.
priority word, yeah.
Hi guys, Matt here from Matt's Movie Reviews, letting you know that the Matt's Movie Reviews YouTube channel has launched channel membership. This provides exclusive videos and other cool stuff as well for all channel members. It's under one tier, one price, and with that one price you get exclusive reviews. For example, I'll be going through the American Film Institute's top 100 movies. So every week I'll do a new review based on that movie list. You can get exclusive reviews based on your requests. Request a movie review and I will review it for you. You'll also get exclusive content for behind the scenes stuff as well. You also get exclusive interviews that I haven't posted yet as part of my podcast, like older interviews with Academy Award winners and other great filmmakers and actors as well, and a bunch of other cool stuff as well. I hope you can all join up, be part of this great experience I have an offer for you. Support indie content creators, support a movie critic like myself who is trying to make it through the content creator space. Matt's Movie Reviews YouTube channel memberships. Please join and get some great exclusive content.
A camera of the fight. So now when you're on the location and you're spending money, you know exactly the shots you need and how we're going to accomplish it. So those decisions have already been made. Sometimes you have to do things differently because of, I don't know, different reasons. Like maybe you don't want to shoot into the sun, or maybe the light's doing something, various if different reasons, but you try and have a plan and stick to it as much as you can. And Marco devised, choreographed. He was the action designer for the whole movie and did a phenomenal job.
He really does do a phenomenal job. And just to end this conversation, I'm really curious about one element with the film. When it comes to the setting of a fight scene, there's a fight scene in here, kind of like in the industrial area. And in martial arts movies, action movies, there's been all kinds of different settings, rings, coliseums, all sorts of things. When you have a place like an industrial area, like you have in this movie, this playground that you and Marco can essentially, have a lot of kind of like fun with in there. How much does a setting kind of like dictate what you can and can't do in regards to a fight scene, especially something that we see in Diablo?
To be honest, there's so many factory warehouse settings in these types of movies. We would rather have avoided it, but this place is like a magnificent looking place, and I don't want to give anything away, but the gag that
Mm.
happens with the girl, which goes back to what happened to El Corvo's hand, was something that we couldn't give up on. In fact, that wasn't in the script, and when we saw that location, it was added to the script and elevated it, the drama of the whole story. But you know, I've done a few fight scenes in factories. That's there's nothing new there. But at least you're fighting on dirt as opposed to, well, some it was a lot of concrete as well, which is kind of painful. And we don't have the budget to necessarily make mats that look like concrete to go over the top. So it can be more difficult. But you know, you just do your best with the cards you're dealt.
Well, for everyone out there listening, Diablo in theaters on demand, digital, June 13th. I really recommend everyone try to watch this in a theater if you can, because the way that Ernesto really creates this kind of like really immersive kind of like filmmaking, especially with the fight scenes, he really puts you in there with Scott and with Marco. And I got to say, Scott, again, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I've been such a big fan of your work for a long time, and it's always know when I'm getting a Scott Adkins film, I'm getting a great action movie. And I want to say again, thank you so very much for what you put into this work. And again, we all appreciate you and thank you so very much again.
Oh, thank you, Matt. I really appreciate those words. Thank you.